is directed by Neil Jordan and it stars Chloë Grace Moretz and Isabelle Huppert. And it tells the story of a young girl living in Manhattan, New York, who finds a handbag in the subway and decides to return it to its rightful owner. As the young woman and the middle-aged lady start a friendship, it develops into something quite sinister for Chloë Grace Moretz's character. Now, the trailer for this film really captured me, and it's not like we haven't seen a story like this before, but the film really grabs your attention because of its solid writing and really good direction and the two stupendous performances from its leads. Chloë Grace Moretz just gets better every day, even if sometimes her movies are not the best. This one is one of the good ones. She's really solid, she really carries it. She's a small town girl now living in New York. She's not accustomed to what life should be in this big city. And Isabelle Huppert, there's really no need for me to say much about her, and I really can't dive into her character because of spoilers. She is a world-class actress. She is the queen of the Cannes Film Festival. She is amazing as always. Her nuances are just incredible. There's very few actresses who can rival Isabelle Huppert in her talents. The two create for a very sweet and endearing friendship that then evolves into something else, which again I'm not going to dive into, but it develops very organically. Neil Jordan really directed this film well, and a performance that is not getting as much love as the two main ones is Maika Monroe, who is Chloë Grace Moretz's roommate in New York. Now, she doesn't get a lot of time to shine, but she is great as always. The cinematography is also really strong, and it's also not getting a lot of love because the way it creates tension, sometimes when someone is stalking somebody else, let's just say that, it really works to create tension, to build tension around these characters, and to make you unsure of where the stalker in each situation is. Sometimes the movie leaves you hanging where these characters are in comparison to each other, and it really works. Cinematography and editing are really strong in this film, and it helps the story a lot to create tension and uneasiness not only in the characters but in the audience as well. And as I said, we have seen this type of film before. The film dives into some situations given the plot that we haven't seen before, and it does them really well. I will say that the first half is much stronger than the second half, because the second half of the film starts going into very familiar situations in a very familiar executions. Scenarios are exactly the same. Situations that could have been easily avoidable happen for some reason, and it's very frustrating to see characters that seemed very human and intelligent do things that are very forced because script says so. So to me, the first act and the beginning of the second act work really well, and the rest not as much. It's not that it dives into shit territory. It doesn't. It's just very plain, familiar, and cliche in my opinion. I will say this, the ending of this film, the ending itself, while it doesn't save what the second half of the second act and the third act in its majority did, it does elevate this film again by a little bit. The performances are really strong, the writing really solid. Isabelle Huppert is creepy and endearing all at the same time. Chloë Grace Moretz, by acting with Isabelle Huppert, just gets elevated all the same. It's a really nice thriller. It's a good, fine watch. I just think the film could have been something more if it hadn't dove into such familiar and tropey territory. I'm going to give Greta a C+. Guys, what did you think of Greta? Let me know in the comments below what are your favorite performances from Chloë Grace Moretz, Isabelle Huppert, and even Maika Monroe. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I'll be back with reviews for High Life and Justice League versus the Fatal 5, which is very late. I apologize. Again, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Until the next video, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button, click the bell, so we can be geeky united!